And Pyfiri is going to come out again. They're going to go for it here on 4th down and 5. This is a big play here. Pyfiri with a man in his face. It's going to fire to a wide open Sheffield, and it's a touchdown. Unbelievable. Plummer is under the gun, and they're going to look to throw the ball. They're throwing it, and it's caught by Coleman, and Coleman is going to score. Touchdown, Purdue. Purdue runs up the score on Illinois with 26 seconds to go. They actually just did that. Now, I don't want this loss here to Purdue. It's very disappointing, but I do not want this to overshadow what's at stake coming up next week. It's the biggest game for this program in quite some time, and I cannot wait for it. Welcome to a snowy, wintry Camp Randall Stadium here in Madison, Wisconsin. The number 23 Fighting Illini come in to face the number 2 Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin featuring the number 1 total defense in the entire country, along with the number 5 offense in the nation. Their Heisman frontrunner running back, Nakia Watson, and their star quarterback, Graham Mertz, will certainly be a task at hand for this Illini defense. And the stakes couldn't be any higher tonight. This Big Ten Conference clash features Wisconsin, who, with a win tonight, can clinch the Big Ten Western Division and go to the Big Ten Championship game in Indianapolis. If Illinois can win, they assume the head-to-head tiebreaker over Wisconsin, and all they would need to do is beat Northwestern next week, and they would go to the Big Ten Championship game. The stakes are high. This conference clash features some heavy, snowy, wintry weather that will certainly play a factor in tonight's game. Wisconsin wins the toss. They will elect to receive the ball, and Caleb Griffin sends us away. That ball goes into the snow, and Isaac Garendo will take it, and he hurdles over a downed man and stumbles out of bounds, and we are underway. Paul Chryst, the head coach for the Badgers, he not only has his team setting their sights on Big Ten championship aspirations, they have national championship aspirations, and they certainly have a caliber of team that they can accomplish that. Graham Mertz, he will take it and tuck it and run on the first play of the game for a 5-yard rush. And Graham Mertz, you can see his stat line there. He has a prolific 28 touchdown to only 4 interception ratio. He should be up there on a Heisman shortlist along with his teammate Nakia Watson. Speaking of Nakia Watson, the Heisman frontrunner spins out of a tackle there, and he is introduced to the Illini for a 7-yard gain and a first down. We shall see how this Illini defensive front goes up against the best rushing ground game in the country. Watson is going to barrel over an Illini defender, and he is gone. Touchdown. 63 yards to the house. Nakia Watson on just the second carry of the game just barrels down the tracks. And when the freight train is coming down, you can't do anything to stop it. And Illinois sees now why Nakia Watson is the Heisman frontrunner here in 2022. Wisconsin puts through the PAT, and we are off to a 7-0 start. Ohio State, we mentioned the battle going on, the race in the Eastern Division. They take out Indiana. 6 touchdown passes for C.J. Stroud in that game. Nebraska beats Purdue. And you can see the other scores there around the country. So that Big Ten Eastern Division race is getting very, very exciting and chaotic down the stretch. Chase Brown will start the Illini offense up for a 9-yard gain. Chase Hayden, of course, is out again this week. He will return next week against Northwestern. So it'll be Chase Brown and Reggie Love III tonight. Luke Ford gets the first down for the Illini. His first reception of the game, and that goes for 3 yards. We'll see how the snow affects the passing game today. Isaiah Williams is going to hand it off to Chase Brown, and Chase Brown's looking to go to the right side. He picks up 7. Wisconsin, as I mentioned earlier, has the #1 total defense in the country, and we shall see how the Illini game plan for it this week. So far, they're not having much trouble as Chase Brown gashes them up the middle for an 8-yard gain and a first down. And you know Illinois wants to run the ball. The snow definitely is more permitting towards that, but you don't want the Illini to be down in this game, as they cannot afford to be catching up from behind. 2nd down and 5 now. Wisconsin sends a blitz, and Williams is going to be brought down. Spencer Lytle gets back and plunders Isaiah Williams and buries him in the snow. And that's an 11-yard loss, and that's a crucial 11-yard swing right there. So now it's going to be 3rd down and long. Isaiah Williams is going to roll to his right, and he's going to dump it off to Reggie Love, and Reggie Love came back in play from out of bounds, so that'll be an illegal touching. And not the greatest start for Illinois. The first few plays looked pretty solid, but Illinois went backwards on those last few plays, and they're going to have to punt it away. Wisconsin will take the ball now. They send a man in motion as it's 2nd down and 9. Graham Mertz will drop back, and he's going to fire, and that ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage and deflected away. Great job there by Eddie Smith. 3rd down and 9 now. Wisconsin sends the tight end in motion. Mertz is going to do a draw play to Watson, and Watson's trying to bounce off of tackles, and he is brought down. Darren Robinson gets him, and Darren Robinson, the true freshman, he takes down the Heisman frontrunner, and Illinois gets a big stop. The offense takes back over as it's Reggie Love. He gets 6 yards on that carry. We've started to see a lot more of Reggie Love recently with Chase Hayden being out, and you can see why Illinois loves these running backs. But on 3rd down and 2, Isaiah Williams, that's a misfire to Luke Ford, and it looks like a lack of communication. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened in these last couple of weeks. Something to keep an eye on there. Wisconsin takes over, and it's going to be an end around to A.J. Abbott, their leading receiver. And they get him involved in the game with a rush. 3rd down and 6 now as we jump ahead. Mertz looking to throw. He fires off to his left. He dumps it off to Watson, and Watson breaks a couple tackles, and he's going down the field. Nakia Watson has already plowed through a couple of Illini defenders, and he keeps adding to his highlight reel, and it's only the first quarter. He gets the ball again, and he is breaking away again, puts down a stiff arm, and he is just weaving through traffic at ease. The blocking from this Illini, or from this Wisconsin offensive line has been stout. And Mertz is going to drop back here on 2nd down and 7, and that pass is going to be deflected away by Marquez Beeson. Great play there by Marquez Beeson. And this corner helps to be an NFL corner one day, and he certainly is showing up with a couple nice plays already in this game. 3rd down and 7 now. Mertz looking to throw. He is going to step up, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he hits Stephen Bracey there, and he fit that one into a tight window. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Wisconsin came storming out of the gates with a 63-yard touchdown rush from Nakia Watson, but since a few stops defensively from both teams, but now Wisconsin will get the ball in the red zone. Bracey gets the handoff there, and now it'll be 3rd down and 4 as we jump ahead. 3rd down and 4 now. The Illini want to prevent this game from getting out of hand. They do not want to be playing catch-up tonight. Mertz is going to fire over the middle, and he hits Bracey, and it's another 14-yard gain and a first down. Mertz has thrown a couple of those passes downfield over the middle to Bracey, and all of a sudden, 1st down and goal. It's Nakia Watson, and it's an easy touchdown. Wisconsin utilizing its playmakers, and Nakia Watson already has 2 touchdown rushes tonight, and it's going to be 14-0. We jump ahead now as the Illini offense needs to get something going here. Isaiah Williams is going to pitch it to Chase Brown. It's a low pitch, and Brown recovers and is able to still get a first down. Good job by Chase Brown there, who's got 35 yards already in this game. 2nd down and 8 now. Chase Brown gets the carry again, and Wisconsin tracks him down. And you've seen Illinois so far. They haven't really attempted many passes tonight. It'll be a pass here, though, on 3rd down. Williams is going to try to roll to his left. He stops, fires, and that's sailing out of bounds. That one was way over the heads of the receivers. And Diehl is going to send out the offense on 4th down and 7. Illinois is right smack dab at midfield. This is a very aggressive approach here from Coach Diehl. The play clock winds down, and Illinois is just going to call a timeout, so it may have been a bluff, and we'll see what they do here. They're going to send out the offense again. Diehl wanted a better play call, and they're going to go for it here. Play clock winding down again. Isaiah Williams calling some hot routes. They're going to snap it. Williams is going to sit in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. Isaiah Williams runs out of time, and he is taken down. That's a huge sack. And Isaiah Williams gets pummeled right as he's trying to throw the ball. And he gets slammed down into the snow, and that is a big stop for Wisconsin. They get the ball in plus field position. That's a big swing there. And now this defense has got to keep dealing with Nakia Watson. He just keeps barreling downfield for another 17-yard rush. He's already at over 100 yards rushing, and we've just started the 2nd quarter. You don't see that very often against this Illini defense. This time, however, Watson is wrapped up and brought down in the backfield by Keith Randolph. Keith Randolph, players like him and Anthony Shipton up front, they need to step up in this game, and they cannot allow Watson to keep doing that and just bouncing off of defenders and picking up huge gains. That's a 10-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and 1 now. Wisconsin sends the tight end in motion. Mertz is going to do a draw to Nakia Watson, and he will get the 1st down. Wisconsin has kept this Illini defense on its toes so far in this game. Illinois has not shown much of anything to be able to stop it. 2nd down and goal now. Mertz from under center is going to drop back, and he lofts one into the end zone. It's Jack Eskenback, and it's a touchdown. Just the 4th completed pass so far for Graham Mertz. And Eskenback was open on a post route, and that was an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown. All of a sudden, Illinois is down 21-0, and they have some work to do. Kyron Cumby in special teams, he will try to make some magic happen, and he's going to be tracked down and wrapped up for a 41-yard gain. Illinois needs to get something going on offense now. 3:38 left in the half. Isaiah Williams is going to step up, and he's hit. He fumbles, and luckily Illinois is able to recover the fumble. And it's 2nd down and 19. We jump ahead to 3rd down and 14. Isaiah Williams has already been sacked multiple times tonight. 3rd down and 14 now. They got to throw downfield. Isaiah heaves it, and it's going to be incomplete. Kamari Thompson had a step on his defender, and Isaiah took a shot down there. And unfortunately, it's going to be another punt. And you can see the stats from Nakia Watson. 2 touchdowns already, and he has more rushing yards than Illinois has total offensive yards so far. 2nd down and 8. Play action. Mertz is going to heave it downfield, and Beeson deflects it away. Marquez Beeson has been great tonight in coverage, and he has 2 deflections already. 3rd down and 8 now. For all the problems Illinois has had with Nakia Watson, Mertz has struggled throwing in the snow. He's going to step up, and he's going to be sacked. Great job by the defense. Coach Diehl calls a timeout, and Illinois will look to get the ball back here and score before the half. 2nd down and 12 now as we jump ahead. Isaiah Williams dumps it off quickly to Reggie Love, and Reggie Love will pick up 8 yards. 3rd down and 4 now. Illinois has a timeout to work with. Illinois wants to put points on the board here. It's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown, and Brown is pushing, and he's able to get the 1st down. Great job by Chase Brown. A minute to go as the clock winds down. Isaiah Williams is going to look to his left, And he is going to fire it at the last second, and that's going to go out of bounds. So it's 2nd down and 10. And the passing game has really struggled. Isaiah Williams hasn't completed many passes at all tonight so far. He's going to dump this one off for Chase Brown, and Chase Brown's going to be tracked down in the open field, so the clock will continue to wind down. 3rd down and 2 now. It's going to be a read option. Isaiah keeps it, picks up a good block, and he gets the 1st down. So now 30 seconds to go, and you wonder if Illinois will try to take some shots at the end zone here. Isaiah struggled to throw the ball tonight in the snow. He steps up and is going to be able to thankfully fire that one off at the last second. It's Spencer Lytle again, who's been a problem for this offensive line. He's gone to Isaiah Williams 3 times already. Williams is going to face some heat again, and that pass is deflected and batted down. The defensive pressure for Wisconsin has been suffocating, and it's 3rd down and 10. Isaiah's going to look to throw, and he's going to be hit as he throws again, and it's incomplete. Wisconsin is just dominating Illinois up front, and Isaiah Williams and this passing attack are just struggling right now. They'll have to settle for the field goal as Caleb Griffin slices it through the snow, and that one is good. So at least Illinois puts 3 points on the board, but they still are down by 18. Watson will get the handoff as the first half winds down, and Watson's going to break free. And Wisconsin calls a timeout after that play, and now they have a shot at the end zone. 6 seconds to go. Illinois goes in the prevent defense, and we'll see if Mertz has the strength to get it down there. He's going to heave it, and that ball is going to be caught by Mustafa, but he's going to be short of the end zone by at least 10 yards. So that drive goes for nothing, and we are already to halftime. Wisconsin with a dominating first half against Illinois. Illinois with just 58 yards of total offense so far. Nakia Watson has doubled that yardage just on the ground game alone. The time possession has been even, but Wisconsin has been able to run the ball very effectively against Illinois, which we're just not used to seeing. And Mertz, that last throw there before the half, maybe inflating the passing yards, but both QBs frankly have struggled with finding time in the pocket. Both defensive front sevens are doing a good job of getting to the quarterbacks, and the pass game has struggled. Illinois now will get the ball to start the second half. Chase Brown goes up for a 10-yard gain, and it's a good thing that Wisconsin received the ball because Illinois has a chance to cut this down to a 2-score game if they can get points on the board here. Brown is up for another 10-yard gain, and this is what you want to see if you're Illinois. We'll see what adjustments the coaching staff has made at halftime. Chase Brown gashes up the middle for another huge run, and he is up past midfield. Chase Brown now is up for 85 yards today. Illinois, though, down 18. They still are favoring the run game, and so far on this drive, it has been effective. Isaiah Williams is going to keep it on the option, and he slides down for an 8-yard rush. Illinois forcing the issue on the ground. 2nd down and 2 now. Williams is going to look to throw, and he has time to throw, and Chase Brown just drops the ball. Isaiah Williams is 3 of 11 so far today, and that just goes to show how much of a struggle it's been. The snow has had an effect on the passing game. Thankfully, Illinois has got the ground attack that they can use to their advantage, and Isaiah Williams picks up the first down. 2nd and 10 now. Chase Brown gets the carry, and he's trying to weave through traffic, picks up 6 yards. 3rd down and 4 now. We'll see how Illinois plays this. It's going to be a handoff to Brown, and Wisconsin was all over it. Jalen Franklin gets to Chase Brown, and Diehl, the aggressive head coach, is going to send out the offense on 4th down and 4. Illinois is sporting 5 wide. Play clock is winding down. Williams is trying to draw Wisconsin off sides, and they're actually just going to take a delay of game penalty here. Illinois does not want to waste second half timeouts, so they're willing to give up the 5 yards because they trust Caleb Griffin and his leg, and that's why he puts it through. So now Illinois has tacked on back-to-back field goals on their last 2 drives, but Illinois still is able to make this a 15-point game. It's a 2-score game. But now the defense is going to have to step up and stop that man right there. Nakia Watson's breaking 2 tackles already on the first run of the half. And he is up for a 32-yard gain. Nakia Watson has just been a freight train. Illinois has not been able to stop him. And that's just 1. That's 2 broken tackles. And he's already at 150-plus yards rushing. First down and 10 now, past midfield. It's Julius Davis this time who gets the carry. Julius Davis, the second-string running back behind Watson, and he picks up 10 there. Wisconsin, safe to say, they also have a good amount of running back depth themselves. Watson will get the carry this time, and he picks up the first down. As long as Watson keeps putting up first downs, the Badgers going to like that. Fresh set of downs now. Mertz sends the tight end Green in motion. It's going to be a play action. He rolls out to his right, and he's going to be sacked. Keith Randolph gets to Mertz, and Mertz didn't even see him. That's his first sack of the game. He, of course, broke a school record last week for sacks in a season. And now third down and 20. Mertz steps up in the pocket, and he is sacked again. Keith Randolph, his second sack, both on this drive, and the defense steps up. Mertz trying to bail out of the pocket, and Illinois suffocates him, and that's the defense that we have been used to seeing all season. Second down and 12 now. Play action for the offense. Williams just dumps it off quickly to Reggie Love, and that's a 3-yard gain. The downfield passing attack has just been absent tonight. Third down and 9. Illinois has really struggled in these situations tonight. Williams is going to keep backing up, and he's hit as he throws again, and that ball's incomplete. Isaiah Williams is just 4 of 14 passing, and it's been a nightmare for Isaiah trying to get the ball out and trying to hit his receivers. And now after a good punt return, Wisconsin gets the ball right back in midfield. Mertz is going to drop back, and he tries to scramble, and he's going to be sacked for a 9-yard loss. Patrick Coleman gets to him this time. And on these last few plays, the Badgers offense has been going backwards. Nakia Watson is trying to get some of those yards back, and he will pick up 10. But the third quarter is going to come to a close now. And already we are into the fourth quarter. Illinois has to get something going pretty quickly now. They're down by 15, but the defense is going to get off the field here first. Third down and 9. They're going to do a draw play to Watson, and Watson is going to be stuffed in the open field. Great tackle by Darren Robinson, and Wisconsin will punt it away. Kyron Cumby's just going to let this one go, and it bounces into the end zone. So great couple stops by the defense in the third quarter. Both of these defenses, outside of the introduction we got in the first quarter, Nakia Watson, both these defenses have played very well. Isaiah Williams is going to keep it on the read option, and that goes for 8 yards. It's now 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and it is crunch time. Illinois needs to get into the end zone. Isaiah Williams keeps it again, and it's a first down. Illinois, you guys can tell they are not throwing the ball. They keep favoring the run game, and I don't really blame them because the passing game has just not worked tonight. Problem is, the clock is not on Illinois' side. They need to run the ball efficiently and effectively. Isaiah Williams is going to fake the handoff on a jet sweep, and he keeps it and goes up for a 7-yard gain. Second down and 3 now, and at least it's good to see Illinois get some momentum here on this drive. Second down and 3 now from midfield. Brown is going to cut up upfield, and he stumbles over a Badger defender, picks up the first down. Chase Brown now has eclipsed 100 yards rushing tonight. Williams is going to look to pass, and this time he completes it downfield for Kyron Cumby, and there's some passing game. Kyron Cumby picks up a 24-yard reception. Great throw from Isaiah, lofting it over the defense. And that's what Illinois needs to see more of. Chase Brown gets the handoff, and that's an 8-yard gain. 5 minutes now left in the game. 3rd down and 1. Illinois needs to keep getting into the end zone. Reggie Love is gonna bounce around some defenders, and he's gonna score. Touchdown, Illinois. They find pay dirt for the first time tonight, and Reggie Love gets the carry, bounces off some would-be tacklers, and gets around for the touchdown. And now down by 15. When you score a touchdown, the book says go for 2. Diehl is going to go for 2 to try and make this a 7-point game. Isaiah Williams keeps it on the read option, and he scores. David Diehl taking notes out of the analytics playbook, and he goes for 2 in that situation, and it pays off. So now it's a 7-point game. 4.5 minutes to go. Nakia Watson on the pitch is going to be breaking a tackle from Patrick Coleman, and he is up for a 10-yard rush. Nakia Watson now has 201 yards rushing, but all Illinois needs is a stop here, and they just need to get the offense back on the field with a chance to tie this game. Watson picks up another 1st down. The clock continues to run. Rucci in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Watson, and Watson's got some room. He is going to be met, and he pushes forward for another 1st down. Illinois needs to do something. They need to keep stacking the box and stopping this run attack. 2nd down and 10 now as we jump ahead. Mertz is going to look to throw, and he heaves it downfield, and it's going to be caught by Hayden Rucci. Hayden Rucci, the tight end. He gets his 1st reception of the game. And that's one of the few passing plays that's worked for Wisconsin tonight too. 2nd down and 8 now. It's a handoff to Watson, and Watson's going to be wrapped up and brought down. Great tackle there by Shaman Cooper. It's 3rd down and 9 now as the clock continues to run. A field goal would make this a 2-possession game. Inside 2 minutes now. Mertz is going to do a draw play to Watson, and Watson's going to be met in the open field by Eddie Smith, and Eddie Smith brings him down. David Diehl calls a timeout, as Diehl was very shy about calling his timeouts until now. And Illinois has to hope that this field goal is no good. This would be a huge field goal if Wisconsin can put it through. The snap down, the kick is up, and it is good. Wisconsin puts the field goal through the snow, and it's a 10-point game with 1:30. And now Illinois really is going to need some magic if they have a chance to tie or win this game. Kyron Cumby will try to get that going as he's brought down from behind. So Cumby at least sets Illinois up with decent field position to start. But Illinois needs to score and go for an onside kick. They only have 2 timeouts left in the game. DeLavin Campbell gets the bubble screen, and it's 2nd down and 4 now. Williams looking to throw there. He dumps it off quickly to Armstrong, and Armstrong gets his 1st reception. Illinois finally realizing that they have no choice but to throw the ball. Isaiah Williams. He is going to fire it over the middle for Kamari Thompson. And though they're now starting to get some momentum here throwing the ball, you can't afford to keep doing those short passes. They got to push the ball downfield. Chase Brown gets the dump off there. And it's a 1st down. Wisconsin is giving Illinois the short, easy stuff. But this clock just continues to run. Isaiah Williams is going to try to step up this time, and he is going to be sacked. And Diehl is forced to call a timeout. And now with 38 seconds, it's a 2-score game. Illinois needs to at least get a field goal and set themselves up with a chance to kick an onside. James Frenchie Jr. gets the reception there, and James Frenchie Jr. gets his 1st reception in some time this year. You can see Frenchie Jr., Patrick Bryant, and a lot of these depth receivers are on the field. DeLavin Campbell gets the reception, and he goes out of bounds. And so now it's 2nd down and 5. If you're Illinois, you either just got to kick a field goal here, set up the onside kick, or take shots at the end zone. Williams is going to look to his right. He fires over the middle, and Kamari Thompson drops it. And it was probably a good thing that he dropped it, so that stops the clock. 3rd down and 5 now. Illinois is still keeping the offense on the field. Williams is going to throw, and that one is into traffic and deflected by Michael McGee. And Isaiah Williams, you can tell the snow has had an effect on his throwing, and If he leads the receiver downfield, that could be a touchdown. They're going to send the offense out here on 4th down and 5. And Isaiah Williams is trying to draw him off sides, and I think they're just going to take another delay of game penalty. And that's what they're going to do. Diehl wants to save that timeout just in case. And they're going to have to finally settle for the field goal. Caleb Griffin. He's already made 2, and he has made 3 tonight. Great job by Caleb Griffin. He has not had any problems with the snow and wintry conditions. That's his 3rd field goal, so Illinois makes it a 7-point game. And the onside kick is all that's left between Wisconsin and a Big Ten championship game appearance. Mustafa recovers it, and Wisconsin wins this game. They will be heading to Indianapolis to the Big Ten championship game, and they have effectively ended the Illini's conference championship hopes. What a run for the Illini. Not a lot of people expected them to be in this position 2 weeks to go in the regular season. But they just ran into one of the best teams in the country on the road in wintry conditions. And outside of a very poor first quarter, Illinois was toe-to-toe with Wisconsin. They came back and made this a one-possession score. And the Badgers, I certainly believe they will have a good chance in the Big Ten championship game, and I expect them to do well when they go to the college football playoff. Illinois falls victim on the road. They have now dropped 2 games in a row. It's their 2nd straight conference loss, so Illinois now falls to 8-3. They're 6-2 on the season. And frankly, you can't be too disappointed about the outcome of this one. Illinois had some frustrating offensive play, especially in the first half there. Isaiah Williams, last week against Purdue, he really struggled. And this week, you can give the snow and wintry conditions, that's a little bit of an excuse. He still struggled to throw today. It wasn't entirely his fault, as this Wisconsin defensive front was just suffocating Illinois. Isaiah could not get anything going. Graham Mertz as well. Graham Mertz has put up some of the best stats in the country, and you can see he struggled today too. So I think the wintry weather certainly played a huge factor on the passing game. Nakia Watson, though, 221 yards rushing. He averaged 9 yards per rush, 2 touchdowns. He was just an absolute beast tonight, and you can see why he is the Heisman front runner. Wisconsin really utilized him. Chase Brown as well. Chase Brown didn't have a bad day. They still favored the running game despite being down all game. And Chase Brown was able to get 109 yards. He did what he had to do. Reggie Love had some good carries as well. And Brown and Love both led in receptions as well. They both had 2 receptions each, which led the receivers. And you can just see by those numbers there, the passing game just was not working tonight. As for Wisconsin, Stephen Bracey, the junior receiver, he had 2 receptions, and they couldn't get much going either. A.J. Abbott, their leading receiver on the year, he's put up some great numbers. He didn't have a single reception today. Hayden Rucci as well, he only had 1 reception. The passing game just did not work for either team. Spencer Lytle, the linebacker, he was a problem last year when we came up here to play Wisconsin, and he was a big problem for Illinois tonight as well. He had a deflection, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack. And defensively for the Illini, they really stepped up in the second half, made some good adjustments. They were able to hold Watson in check. Keith Randolph continues his monster campaign out this year with 2 sacks, 9 total tackles, which led the team. And the summary of game stats here. Wisconsin outrushed Illinois, which we don't see other teams do to the Illini very often. They also, believe it or not, had nearly the same amount of passing yards as Illinois. And no turnovers for either team. And Illinois, really, in the second half, they made it a ball game. Players of the game, of course, Nakia Watson. Nick Herbig had a forced fumble and a sack for the defense. Caleb Griffin gets player of the game for the offense. But that's what happens when you only get in the end zone once. And, of course, Keith Randolph, defensive player of the game for the Illini. On the recruiting front, Ross Battle, he commits to Ball State. He does not go to Marshall. So he commits to Ball State. And Demetrius McMahon, he commits to the Illini. So the Illini get their defensive tackle. And now the conference standings, Wisconsin, with that win, they clinched the Western Division. They are 11-0, undefeated in Big Ten play. Illinois will be second in the division this year. And as we move over to the East, you can see the mayhem that we got going. Indiana has lost 2 games in a row now. Penn State now is in the driver's seat. They have the head-to-head tiebreakers, and it's a jumbled mess. Of course, we saw Penn State come into Champaign earlier this year, and Illinois stomped them. We beat them 38-7, and now they are favored to go to the Big Ten championship game. Nakia Watson, if you weren't convinced, you probably are convinced now. He is the Heisman frontrunner. And we move forward. That was one of the biggest games for the Illini. They went up against a complete animal, a beast in the Wisconsin Badgers. They're one of the best teams in the country. And now we will look forward to the land of Lincoln. The battle between Northwestern and Illinois. Of course, we saw Illinois snap the streak last year in a thrilling game at home. So we will travel to Chicago to face the Northwestern Wildcats. And it's been certainly not the Northwestern team that we've been used to seeing over the recent years. They have struggled mightily. Their rush defense is number 7 in the country. But outside of that, this is a team that has struggled quite a bit. Their quarterback is redshirt freshman Marcus Daniels, and you can see he certainly is having the freshman growing pains. But Northwestern has a slew of freshman quarterbacks that they have on their depth chart. Drake Anderson, the redshirt senior running back, he is a guy that they like to rely on a lot, and you can see Northwestern's schedule. They somehow were able to beat Nebraska on the road earlier in the year, but outside of that, they have lost 7 straight games since that Nebraska game. So it's a team that is struggling pretty mightily, and they come in to this game looking to go out their last home game of the season. They won't be going to a bowl game. So Illinois will look to bounce back. Illinois comes in now with a little 2-game losing streak of their own. So we'll see which team can snap it. Illinois has their 8th win on the season that they picked up a few weeks ago. And last year, Illinois finished 8-4 in the regular season. So Illinois will look to improve upon that number if they can beat Northwestern next week. It is still a rivalry game. And I think Illinois learned their lesson against Purdue a couple weeks ago. Never underestimate your opponent. Illinois will look to bounce back. They are still ranked, albeit barely. They're still a ranked top 25 team. And we'll see you next week as we close out the regular season. The Illini travel on the road to face their rivals Northwestern in Chicago. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was one of the biggest games of this dynasty. It was a crazy Saturday night, snowy atmosphere in Madison, Wisconsin. And unfortunately, Illinois came out short in that one. But they will look to bounce back. I'll see you guys next week against Northwestern.